called Ben Dali, and when I was 7, I learned how to rhyme. So naturally, I wrote a book of poems. Remarkably, I have with me today the original freshly bound master copy. This book was written in 1992. It's older than some of your mistresses, and I'm going to read you a couple of poems from here today, and even though I know the poems by heart, I will be simulating reading it from the book for effect. I'm going to perform the first ever time what I like to call a trilogy of innocent childhood poems and their depraved adult sequels that I wrote last week. The first one is called Pirates. Pirates would glare and would growl. Captains had parrots on their shoulders that made them look foul. Pirates you would find dwelling in the seas. Who is pleased they're not here now, it's you and me. Now, written by a 7-year-old who had obviously never been to Somalia. And the sequel that I wrote last week is 14 lines long and is called Pirates on It. Pirates all wear peg legs like that jolly rotter Blackbeard. They must be careful on the pavement so they step over the crack weird. Some have hooks but others don't, like savvy Captain Sparrow. Perhaps that's why they fight with swords and not the bow and arrow. Pirate ships need cooks like that John Silver who was long. He earned that nickname from his height and not his fabled schlong. Francis Drake said, I'm a pirate and a rabbi if you probe. With 100-foot clipper he went and circumcised the globe. Then you've got Captain Hook, forever trapped in Neverland. At least released lost boys from his, so give the man a hand. Some were real, some were lit. Then there's Toon Horatio Pugwash. He liked to sing, dance, pray, and swat flies too. That's Oratorio Bugsquash. But the greatest pirate of them all, with whom police parley, is that debonair downloader, master, punner, me, Ben Dali. Thank you. Next up from 1992 is Mud. Mud is splashy. Mud is fun. If I couldn't splash around in mud, I'd turn into a nun. Mud is sploshy, mud is groovy. I'd like to take a ball of mud and put it in a movie. Mud is splishy, mud is great, but I would not like to see some mud placed on my breakfast plate. Thank you. And if you are like me, now have in your mind an image emblazoned of a podgy bespectacled autistic left-handed 7-year-old Jewish little virgin dressed as a nun, albeit an unmuddied one, then like me, you're a fucking perv, aren't you? And the sequel to that I wrote last week is called Mud Is Icky. Mud is splurgy, mud is funky, even more so than a baboon. That's a sexy red-arsed monkey. Mud is sploshy, mud's electric. I like mud, garbage, whole pulp, cradle of filth. My music tastes eclectic. Mud is splodgy, mud's grotesque. I'd like to take a bath in mud and then perform burlesque. Mud is splidgy, mud is hip. I like to skinny dip in mud on a Glasgow acid trip. Mud is splooshy, mud is groovy. I want to smear my girl in mud and then shoot a home movie. Mud is splashy, mud is fun. I want to splash around in mud while marrying a nun. Mud is splishy, mud's the shit, but it icks me to see mud spread on my wife's breastfeeding tit. Thank you. And the last one is from 1992, Monsters. Monsters are gutty, some are gooey too. You would not like to meet the philosopher Boo. Some monsters throw gut balls that are headed your way. You would not like to meet the philosopher Highguffin Tootay. And if you want to know what the philosopher Boo looks like, just call back to mind that image of the weird Jewy little nun boy impregnating Slimer from the Ghostbusters, and you're halfway there. I would share my vision for the philosopher Highguffin Tootay too, but I ran it by my mate Frankie Boyle before this show, and he said, "Oh, hi, it's a bit too much there, bonny laddie." Obviously, that's Frankie Boyle the pirate and not the comedian. And the last one I have for you now is called Monsters Incognito. Some monsters have zigzag fangs. Some have toenails weird and spindly. Some drip snot from 5 eyeballs, and some are Myra Hindley. Some shapeshift from Godzilla to the HMV Dog Nipper, while some are never caught, like Duke of York or Jack the Ripper. One hides beneath you sleeping, plugging nostrils, the bed and nose pest. Some bury kids in gardens, that's the dreaded Fred and Rose West. Some monsters aren't real monsters, Quasimodo, Elephant Man. Some monsters revere real ones, a Charles or Marilyn Manson fan. Some monsters have a redemption arc, like in 2002, when the Philosopher MacGuffin Tootay got imploded by the heroic Philosopher Boo. Jeffrey Dahmer preferred human flesh to chips and Venus Schnitzel, but for an appetite for incest, meet my good friend, Joseph Fritzl. You think the NHS saves lives? You'd better get a grip, man. To thrive from cradle to grave avoid. Lucy Letby, Harold Shipman. Ed Gein inspired Norman Bates, Leatherface, Buffalo Bill. Some fucking monsters pick my name last when asked, marry, fuck or kill. Yes, to qualify as monstrous, you needn't be a serial killer. You ought to look no further than the monster in the mirror. Thank you.